Alright, this is Boxing with the Truth, and you're here today with the Truth on March 15, 2015. And today we have boxing prospect Mason Rock Hard Mighty Menard. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you taking time to do the interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you do fight at lightweight, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're actually out of Rain, Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your pro record right now is pretty impressive. 29 wins with 21 knockouts with 1 loss.
Yes, sir.
And you actually, your last fight was actually July 12th of 2014 against Oscar Bravo, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and so why has it been so long since you've been in the ring?
Well, I was originally fight in October against Ivan Redcatch on Showtime, and I was getting ready for the fight, and about 3-4 weeks before the fight, about 4 weeks before the fight, they called me, and they canceled the whole show. So that right there left me out for a little while. And then I was getting ready for another fight come January 9th. And what had happened was about a week and a half before the fight, I had an ongoing hand injury that I had problems with. I did cortisone shots. I went to a PT chiropractor, get it right so I can make it through fights or make it through training camp to get through fights. And just about every fight, I'd end up hurting my right hand. And it came to a point where the pain was too much to bear, and I had to go ahead and do surgery in my right hand. So now I'm out for another 6 months.
For another 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be out for I should be back in July, so it'll be a whole year before I'll because the last time I fought to when I fight again.
Okay, and what I didn't mention is actually you're only 26, so even though you do have the hand injury, you probably still got a long career ahead of you, so.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to go over your titles real quick, and I'm assuming maybe the hand injury had something to do with this then, but you actually have won the Louisiana State Lightweight title, the UBO All-America Lightweight title, and then you had the UBO World Lightweight title, and now it says you're former. What happened there?
I vacated the belt. We wanted to move up. I fight a lot around here. We're building up and stuff like that. And they had my promoter and manager had a falling out with the guy that runs it and stuff like that. And just a whole big mess ordeal. And we just he asked me, he said, "Do you care about it?" And I was like, it's a title. I said, but I want one of the big straps. I'm good with fighting 8-round fights around here. Cause to get an opponent for a 12-round, a good opponent to fight me for a 12-round fight in Louisiana and with the title, it was just too much money for the shows. So I said, I want the better opposition because he's like, it's hard to get you good opposition with the record you got and what you're doing to the fighters that you're stepping up against. He said, so would you mind in an 8-round fight? I said, as long as I get credible guys. That's why I fought my last fight with Oscar Bravo in an 8-round fight.
Okay. Speaking of some of the guys that you fight, I actually, when I was looking at your record, I realized I actually know 2 guys that you actually fought personally.
Was that? Your phone had broke up.
I said, actually, when I was looking at your record, I realized that there's 2 guys on your resume that I actually know personally.
Okay, who's that?
You took out Blake Franklin. You KO'd him in the first round. I've met him before and taken pictures of him fighting up here in Minnesota before.
Okay.
And then Robbie Cannon, I've actually met and I've watched him fight about three times and taken pictures of him up here in Minnesota, and you TKO'd him in the 7th round, and you guys fought for the UBO All-American Lightweight title.
Yes, sir.
So what did you think of Robbie Cannon in that fight?
Man, I was off that fight, and honestly, I should have. The fight shouldn't have went no more than 3 rounds, and at maximum. but I was off. I couldn't get in the rhythm. I couldn't get in, just, you know, you got them off fights here and there, and then I ended up catching him in the 7th round, and once I landed a good shot on him, it was over.
But you gotta give him credit though. He's a little scrappy guy. He does come to fight though.
That he does. He actually thought he was like, oh, we was up on, there was a whole bunch of mess after, and we was like, okay, well, if you want to fight again, let's go. Winner takes all. I said, I'll stop you in 2 rounds. And he said, they didn't want it, so we just, you know, we kept on moving forward.
Okay, so bring me back to the beginning. How did you get involved in boxing?
I began boxing. My family boxed. My daddy boxed. My brother boxed. My uncle boxed. Rain back then used to be just a boxing community. Everybody, like, you know, before like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, everybody around here boxed. If you met up with anybody that's older, they boxed before, whether they went far in it or they just had a few fights. Everybody went to the gym back here, and it's just a boxing community around here. And with my family boxing, and I had a couple friends in it when I was at school, and I was already brought up by a fighting family, boxing in the yard and stuff, and I was like, I want to join. So I just went in the gym and I joined, and from there I just kept on with it.
Okay, so I know I've talked to you briefly before. You have a lot of outside activities besides boxing, don't you? You're a hunter and a fisherman too, right?
I hunt. I might fish occasionally, but I'm a duck hunter.
Okay. Just a duck hunter?
Yes, sir. I like to duck hunt. I play other sports, like before my hand got messed up, I was playing other sports recreationally, like played in flag football leagues and things of that sort.
Okay, do you have any superstitions or rituals or habits before a fight?
No, sir. I don't believe in none of that. I just, prepare properly, and everything will come together.
Okay. Do you, is there any boxers out there that you emulate or you try to pattern your style like?
Never. I'm my own fighter. There's boxers I look up to that I think great, but I will never try to, like Floyd Mayweather. I will never try to mimic Floyd Mayweather. That's his style, not my style.
Okay, so who is your favorite boxer out there?
Out of all the boxing teams, my favorite boxer, of course, is Floyd Mayweather. His ways of moving in the ring, and his technician off of defense, and he's phenomenal.
Okay, tell me something that your boxing fans don't know about you.
I kind of put it all out there. Everybody really knows everything about me. I'm a good going guy. I'm very athletic. Every time I fight, I'll bring an exciting fight. It's always balls to the wall every time I step in the ring.
Okay, so do you consider yourself a silent boxer? You just get in the ring and you take care of business, or do you like to engage in the trash talk just to get the entertainment value going?
No, I don't have to trash talk. My skills in the ring do the talking for me.
Okay, is there one person in your life, inside and outside the ring, that inspires you?
My daughter. I'm doing this for, my daughter and I, I have to be able to provide her a better way of life and better lifestyle and everything, and this is my way to be better and have better things in life.
Okay. And speaking of that, have you had any national TV fights yet?
No, I have not.
Are you guys working on that? Hopefully by the end of the year, because with Al Heyman and these guys putting all this national boxing back on national TV, you might actually be able to be seen by the time the end of the year, possibly.
Yes, I've been offered several fights on TV. Some of them, business-wise, didn't make sense, and then some of them I accepted, and then a couple of fights I didn't get. I guess they had other guys lined up, and they ended up not picking me. I agreed to them, some Showtime fights, and then like the Ivan Rad cats, I agreed to it. They cancelled the whole show. I mean, I just had the bad end of the deal on some of them. But you know, it's gonna come together. We're waiting to see what his hand does. His hand comes back to 100%. Like I said, I've been fighting. I've got 30 fights, and since 2008, I've been having this injury. And I turned pro, I think at in 2007, the end of 2007. So basically, from the beginning of my career, I always had hand problems. Just wasn't as bad. And over the years, it got worse and worse. And I've been fighting guys with basically one hand and dominating the fight. You know, I got 21 knockouts, and the ones that I did go the distance with, you know, I beat it unanimously. I mean, nothing was even close. And just about all of them I dropped in the fight. And I'm doing this with one hand, and one good hand and an okay hand that usually hurts me. I usually injure it anywhere between 3 to 5 rounds in a fight, and I've done been 12, 10, 8, you know. And so if this hand comes back 100%, they're going to be looking for trouble, because I'm coming to the top, and I will get one of them belts.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring up a fighter then because I know you said you like to fight only quality opponents, and I'm going to see what you have to think of this individual, because I'm sure you're going to have to know who he is. He's in your division. He's down there in your area. He's out of Texas. Omar Figueroa Jr.
That's a fight I would love.
Well, I just did an interview with him a couple weeks ago, and he's a pretty impressive guy, and he definitely comes to fight too. So
that he does.
It would.
No disrespect to Omar Figueroa. I mean, he's doing his thing. They building him up the correct way. He's young. He's hungry. But his style of fighting, he comes straight forward. Now, he's strong. Now, how strong he is when he's in his bomb, that I don't know. I would have to see once I get in the ring with him how, you know, but my movement capabilities will destroy Omar Figueroa on top of the power that I do have.
Was that a slight call out? Is that what you just did?
I mean, you can call it what you want. I mean, I want the fight. I mean, once I come back, I want one tune-up fight. I done told my managers, I want one tune-up fight just to get back in the rhythm, routine of things, and make sure everything's okay. And then I want the biggest and best that I can find that will take a fight with me or will call me out, or, you know, because I know how the game works.
Well, yeah, definitely to move up, I mean, you'd probably have to go through somebody like him. So, I mean, do you want to call him out right now?
I'm not into calling out people, but I'll definitely, if they ever would want that fight once I come back, because if it wasn't for this hand injury, I would definitely call him out right now. But I'm not going to call him out because I don't know where I'm going to be. And then, you know, that's going to be another 6 months before I'm back in the ring. When, you know, July, with another 4 months, probably before I'm back in the ring, and then I'm going to get a tune-up fight. He might not even be at 35 anymore. No,
you might be right. He could end up fluctuating in his weight too. We were talking about that as well. But no, I mean, it would definitely be a good fight down the line. And like you said, you're not going to call him out. But we'll just put that out there to Omar Figueroa Jr.'s people that if you guys ever want to fight Mason Menard, he's more than willing to take on the challenge if his hand is 100%.
Definitely. Without a doubt, I'll take that fight any day, every day after I get my tune-up fight.
All right. I'm just curious, what's your opinion on MMA fighters going into the sport of boxing?
With MMA fighters in their boxing?
No. What is your opinion of MMA fighters crossing over into boxing?
I mean, majority of MMA fighters, they cannot box. I've met some from around here, some in Texas. Now, they have some that do decently well. But I mean, that's one thing, if anybody ever watches all types of fighting, they notice that MMA fighters cannot fight standing up. They leave themselves open, they lunge, they throw wide punches. I mean, that's not their game. Their game is to kick you and throw you on the ground, and that's their game. So for them to cross over into boxing, they're usually tough, so they usually can take a beating. But by a true boxer, an MMA fighter just can't compete with a boxer in the ring. Just like if us as a boxer would go into an MMA fight, that's not our style. They would beat us all day.
Okay, I know. Have you Can you give me one memory out of your boxing career so far that was like a big memory to you? Any big boxers that you met, or any fights or anything?
I've been in training camp with Yuri Archer Gamboa. I went spar with him before the Terrence Crawford fight. And the fact that my last amateur fight came against Terrence Crawford in the Olympic trial, you know, that all came together, and that's something that I'll always remember.
Okay. Now, I'm going to bring up the big fight. Everybody knows it's been signed. May 2nd. Mayweather against Pacquiao. I want you to break down that fight for me. If you're in the corner with Mayweather, how does he win? And if you're in the corner with Manny Pacquiao, how does he win?
To be honest, I don't know how exciting the fight will be. I'm kind of thinking it's going to have its exciting spot, but I think overall it's going to be kind of boring. People are going to be like, oh, Mayweather run. People that don't really understand the science of boxing, of punching here and there, and not getting hit. I mean, I know everybody loves brawls, and they are exciting. I mean, I love to watch them, and that's kind of what the type of fight I am, with the movement. But the thing is, it's going to be who Pacquiao's offense against Mayweather's defense. Which one's going to outstand the other one and rise up? I'm thinking Pacquiao. A lot of people say his speed is faster than than Mayweather. But the thing is, Pacquiao, to get off a punch, his position punching and pot shot punching is nowhere close as fast as Mayweather is. Now, his hand speed of combinations is faster than Mayweather, because you don't ever see Mayweather throw combination. And I think people fail to realize that, and I think Mayweather's defense is going to beat Pacquiao's offense. I'm thinking a unanimous decision, 116-112 Mayweather.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, Mason, I'm going to end the interview on that note. Boxing fans, look for Mason Menard to be back in the ring, hopefully in about 6 months, right? You think so? About 6 months, Mason?
Yes, sir. Around July, I should be you know, in the summertime, I should be back in the ring with my hand. It's doing good. It's making progress. Everything's going good. So hopefully by then I'll be back in it and at it.
All right. And like I said, with all this boxing coming back on national TV, remember that name, Mason Menard, because you could hopefully see him in on a TV fight soon. Anything to say to your fans and supporters out there, Mason?
Anybody listening in, you can do anything in life. You just got to keep God first.
All right, and with that, the truth has spoken.